and let us all do we can to build a better future.
But now let's talk about our final story. And, you know, my respect for this individual has fallen so far. This is an article. There we go. This is an article from RT America. Shh, don't tell Rachel Maddow. She might go crazy because it's Russia. Woo, boogie, boogie. But apparently, half-baked gimmick to market a book. Andrew Yang reportedly is launching a third party after a failed presidential and mayoral bid. So real quick, I made it very clear on this channel, I support the existence of third parties. I just want them to get their infrastructure set up. So if you're third party, Greens, Libertarians, Socialists, Moving for People's Party, non-affiliate.
Hey, Kit, can I give you what I think Andrew Yang's party is going to be? Andrew Yang, the math party. We'll do whatever the consultants tell us to do.
Oh, my God. Yeah, again, really just – but again – third parties, build your infrastructure up. I support the existence of third parties. Now, I'm very curious to see what's happening with this third party Andrew Yang setting up, but it seems so suspicious because he's promoting a book too along the way. So let's talk about it. Former U.S. Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang is reportedly set to announce the creation of a new third party alongside the release of his book on American democracy. The rumors were met with chilly reaction. Yang's intention to launch a new party was reported by Politico on Thursday, which cited two unnamed sources familiar with the matter. According to Politico, Yang is expected to launch the party in conjunction with the October 5th release of his book. However, the details of the party, including potential plans for the 2020 election cycle, are not known, which again is pretty pathetic because if you're talking about setting up a third party, you need to build your infrastructure up. Since the 2020 Go ahead, Daniel.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that, like, I know Yang is always just going to put his dick in his mouth. I mean, his hand in his pants. I mean, whatever it is, when you say a thing that you think offends the Jewish population, and then you double down by offending the Palestinian population, and then look like you're just pandering to the Jewish, whatever that's called, he's going to do that.
Yeah, he's going to be an epic failure. Since his 2020 presidential campaign, and more recently his failed attempt to become mayor of New York City, Yang has courted a controversy with various political stances, from his proposals for universal basic income, which is not a controversial stance.
No, that's a pretty popular one.
His vehement support for and simplistic views about Israel, which is something that Daniel quoted, and has been the butt of jokes after numerous inappropriate gaffes. Again, Andrew Yang made a lot of dumb gaffes, especially during his mayoral race.
Do you remember when he did the bukkake thing?
Yes, God almighty.
With the whipped cream? That was a bad call. Even his staff was like, dude, what are you doing? Dang, giving everyone a little cream.
Yeah, no. God,
what a fool.
He was my third choice of the Democratic candidates that were in the primary of 2020. Again, 2020.
And I don't get how it happened to the guy. He's like independently wealthy. Why was he begging for scraps so quickly?
Again, maybe he's just fizzled out. Yang also sparked backlash in June after declaring that though mentally ill people have rights, everyone else has a right to not fear that a mentally ill person is going to lash out at us on the street. Well, Andrew Yang, maybe you should be supporting Medicare for all, you jagoff. Just months before, the politician faced heat for liking the pro-Palestinian boycott, divestment, and sanctions, the BDS movement, to fascist anti-Semitic hate campaigns, proposing a system where New Yorkers could provide their COVID-19 vaccination status with a barcode on their cell phones, and making an appeal to the LGBTQ community, which was criticized for being cringeworthy, outdated, and insincere. Following the slew of controversies, and after early results showed Yang had fallen from primary frontrunner to fourth place with just under 12% of the vote, he conceded defeat in his mayoral campaign on June 22nd. Yang's book, called Forward: Notes on the Future of Our Democracy. Oh God, that's a dumb name for a book. That's the dumbest name.
You know what? You know what he called it that, Kit?
What?
His consultants told him to.
Forward: Notes on the Future of Democracy. It sounds like a lame professor's course.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like an updated title for a 7th grade history book. That has all the context is the same. It's just been replaced so that you can't use the same questions.
No, Forward: Notes on the Future of Our Democracy sounds like something like a person with Trump derangement syndrome would write after Trump won in 2016.
Oh, yeah, so it's a Keith Olbermann book is what we're saying.
Yeah, probably so. Hey, audience, give your thoughts on what Forward: Notes on the Future of Our Democracy sounds like, because it doesn't sound like a good book to read. Again, it is reportedly an indictment of America's era of institutional failure, but judging by social media reaction, not many were enthused by the prospect of him launching a new party, with many saying it was simply a ploy to help him sell the book, which it sounds like. So, all right, look, again, there isn't very little really going into the rest of that article, but look, I'm for third parties, but with someone like Andrew Yang doing this, I fear that it's going to smear third parties and give them a further bad name in the political system in the United States. And if he's able to come up with something, okay, great. But what is it? What is your party's platform? And if you're just trying to sell your damn book, throw it in the fire, because I'm not going to read it. Daniel, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that it's not going to go well. He's going to get the paperwork partway down and go, well, I guess not enough people bought the book to pay for the paperwork or whatever. Again, the dude's like worth, what, $100 million or $10 million or something? I'm still shocked at like how he's just collapsed in such a like this terrible way. It's like he's running for president. He had like, oh, really good ideas, new ideas, even though they're like maybe old ideas. They're good ideas, new ideas. I still remember like the most memorable thing from that period when I was like, oh, and you guys remember, I used to be like, Yang, me and Kit were both like, Yang, third place. Oh, yeah, I'll take third shot. I remember when he was on The Breakfast Club and he was talking about how like he wanted to focus on helping people deal with like spam calls. And I thought that was a really good thing. My phone number is public. I get like 10 calls a day from spam numbers. I can't really even use my phone. Literally, my answering machine says, hey, call back again so I know you're a real number. Which is just crazy that I have to use it. And he was like, yeah, we should start focusing on that. Everyone's ignored that. I was like, that's a great idea. And then the Breakfast Club was like, that's a stupid idea. Americans don't care about that kind of stuff. I think we would. Like, he had a lot of really small little things on his website that you could do quite easily without a lot of political pushback. But now he's here. Now he's in this. Then he decided to run for mayor, and we were excited. Oh, so we'll see what happens. He's better than than they were now. And then he decided to just go with whatever his consultant said. He's like, hey, I don't like circumcision, which is a stance that he can have. Let him have that stance. And then, like, oh my God, some Orthodox Jews got upset. So now we have to be all for blowing up Palestine to compensate. Interesting. All that is happening. And then that blew up because then no one wanted him and everyone hated him. And he went from, like, first place to, like, irrelevant. So he destroyed his reputation when he didn't have to. He could have just been smarter. You know what he could have done? He could use some math to figure out how to act in that way, not a consultant that has no idea what they're doing. And then, now, he's like, I'm going to write a book. Everyone's going to care, and I'm going to start a new political party. You know what would have been good, Yang, if you'd done the math? Skip the New York election, or just do it properly. Don't be an idiot when you run in New York. Don't be so afraid of alienating one group or another. Just be yourself like you were. Just stick with the math or whatever. Make a math hat. And then maybe when you're not seen as a terrible person, then try to run a third party. Like if he had done that right after his presidential one, if he had come out instead of going on CNN as an anchor, which was such a downgrade. Like if you're running for president and your next job is a part-time anchor at the very edge of the circle of people that are part-time anchors, I'm sorry. Whatever the word is.
They're reactors.
Yeah.
CNN is a bunch of reactors.
He was just a reactor, and he's at the very edge of the reactors. He's at the junior table of reactors. If that's what you get, and that's the people that are taking you seriously, or the people that are the reactors that put you at the junior table to act in, okay, then you deserve to have your reputation strung away from you, because that's incredibly stupid. If you had right after the president gone, this system is bull, it's not working, the math does not add up, these people are terrible, I'm going to start the framework for a third party that regular Americans can join, and we can try and get UBI passed. And literally use the Jimmy Dore framework of just get like 5 or 10% of people in. We might have a very different Andrew Yang on our hands right now, but he's not that Yang.
Nope. He's not that Yang, and he needs to drop the wang. I don't know, whatever. Trying to come up with some rhyme, but there we go. I think that's a final note. I'm really concerned of how his third party might tarnish the image of other real third parties.
Well, let's
And
be
the
real.
country-
I mean, most people, it's already in a gutter.
Yeah, I know.
What's
but
the
it's
sewer
still-
going to do?
I don't know. I just don't want it to get worse for them.
No,
already.
the Green Party's like, oh no, our stellar reputation of consistent goodness. You know what's really crazy? Just to harp on the Green Party real quick, because we've had a lot of experience with them. They're like less organized and less committed than the Democrats, but their platform's better. Like, I like their platform more than the Democrats, as much as I don't like their ability to act or not act.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, this is what, again, towards third parties, we say this out of love. You want to really start doing something, especially make an impact in 2024. Start building your infrastructure now. Start getting your heavy hitters.
I want to take third parties that exist seriously. I really do. They've just made it so difficult and impossible. Like, I like it just to balance out these people like that with the Libertarian Party, who I think we're actually going to be interviewing someone in their party at some point really soon, which is kind of funny. But that's what we're about. It doesn't matter what we feel personally. We're going to act professionally and open to anyone that reaches out to us. So that's our motto, or whatever it's called. Libertarian Party, I'm not even worried, because they're going to fight and break apart the second that they get big. That's all they do. They just fight. The Greens can't work, make things happen. The Libertarians can't even exist outside of a small group of people.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
And it's like, come on, guys, can you do any better than that? Like, at any level at all?
I'll never forget.
Please, I really would like you to.
I'll never forget when I tried to host or get organized with the presidential candidates for the third party. Only Mark Charles responded back seriously enough about being on the debate being hosted by us.
Oh my God! It was such a crazy. The fact that they told us that they were waiting to get a TV invitation and they wouldn't debate if it wasn't on CNN. Go eat a dick! You know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know. I was almost like, that's never going to happen. They'll never.
Oh yes, you know, in the last 20 elections, how we've been on zero of those debates with the major parties. We're going to get it this time. We know it. We promise. Yeah. We're not going to do any of the work to make it happen. I've been telling third parties forever. The internet is your oyster. None of the major parties go on the internet. Take advantage of it. It's such a perfect place to be. It's your incubation tube. And they're like, no, I just want to go right to the people that are going to screw me.
Exactly.